So for a while, I clicked on all the different narratives, the different sides in the dating and relationship dialogue. And so YouTube algorithms, they still keep shoveling it at me. And so I click on it. I click on lots of weird rabbit holes. And there's a point I've made in a few other videos. I'm just going to try and encapsulate some key concepts. Martin Buber was a critical philosopher talking about I thou relationships versus I it relationships. If you're looking at another person and you're relating to them as an it, that's happening when you're asking yourself, what are they going to give me? Are they going to give me what I want? Like a tool. And an I thou relationship is when you're looking to another person and you're seeing their whole soul. You're relating to them as a whole person and you're appreciating who they are themselves without needing anything from them. And the point that Martin Buber was making was that when you're treating someone else as an it, that is objectification. And by the principle of ethical standards, if you're holding someone else in that regard, then you are requesting that you also be held that way. You can't hold someone else to a standard that you don't meet. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So if you're treating someone else as an it, then you deserve to be treated as an it, you personally. So let's look at that play out. Guys who want a woman to be thin, they're objectifying women. Girls who want a guy to be tall, they're objectifying men. And those individuals deserve to be objectified. They deserve to be treated like a tool because they're treating other people like a tool. If you're in a relationship because you want to get things from the other person, you're objectifying them. If you say, well, I give them what they want and they give me what I want, that's called a transactional relationship. That's still objectification. And here's the bad news for your kind. If you've been behaving that way, we already have brain scans. Not just EEGs, but high-resolution NMRIs that are able to tell the difference between a lie and a memory. And they can see if you're actually empathizing, affective empathy, where you feel in your chest the emotion that the other person is feeling. So if you've been treating other people as objects for your own desires in your past relationships, you're going to get caught. You have no escape. You're going to get caught, you're going to get known for objectifying the people you say you love. And you're going to be stuck with people who behaved like you. You're going to be stuck with people who objectify you and try to get out of you what they want for themselves. And that's all you deserve. You chose to behave that way. That's the treatment you deserve. You only deserve the kind of love that you gave. So, I recently watched a video where a woman was saying, I don't understand why guys are single when there's so many beautiful women walking around. As if someone's looks mean that they're a good person and that looks are all that matter. And the woman saying this had obviously spent a lot of time on her looks because she wants to use her appearance. She wants to self-objectify to make herself seem more valuable to someone who cares about looks. She deserves to be objectified because she's objectifying other people. She deserves to be treated like a tool because she treats other people like tools. That's ethics. So people who, like me, look to someone's heart and mind and admire the person as themselves without needing something from them for myself, we're going to volunteer to get our brain scanned. We're going to be able to explain ourselves, our choices, and our feelings. And the brain scan's going to see that we're not lying. And then we're only going to date within our own group. We're only going to date the people who meet the standards that we already did. And if you weren't already behaving that way, you are going to be stuck with the people who behaved the way you did. If you were lying to your partner about your bad behavior to look better than you really are, then you'll be stuck with someone who lies about their behavior to look better than they are. If you're choosing a partner based on the excitement you plan to get, or the free stuff you plan to get, or how they look that you're attracted to, you're going to be stuck with someone who does the same to you. And you deserve it. And there's a few other pieces of technology you're going to want to be aware of. AI isn't just chatbots. There's lots of AI that you don't have access to that's being used by businesses for their core business strategy. Among them is medical research. AI is supercharging medical research. So we're going to have AI developing medical techniques to prolong life. It's not immortality, but if you live a few more decades, then you'll be around for the next shot, the next upgrade. And so people who aren't already old can expect to live for hundreds of years at least. And so we're patient. And we're not going to settle for someone who's selfish and objectifying others just to avoid being lonely for a little while. We're happy to wait and get our brains scanned and be in a loving, healthy relationship for centuries. And what's going to happen with the people who were objectifying and exploiting each other is they're probably not going to trust each other to have kids. They're going to weed themselves out. They're going to collapse. It's a Darwin Award. And the only parts of them that were valuable, according to themselves, were their looks. So we'll happily just pay them a small amount of money to get a copy of their DNA so that anyone who wants their kids to look that way can insert that. And if your looks are rare and you're using that to get leverage, the cure systemically is abundance. If everyone can have hotness genes, then it's not worth anything anymore. And that's the end of your kind. And you have no way to escape that result. You chose to be selfish. You chose to objectify others. You chose to seek relationships not because you wanted the chance to empathize with another human soul. You didn't consider empathy an opportunity. You considered it a burden that you wanted to avoid. Then you're going to be stuck with people like you. And that's all that happens. So every good person, every person who wants to love someone else by being loving, because love is an action, it's a verb, not a feeling. Everyone who wants to empathize with another human soul, regardless of their appearance, who wants to value who that person is, regardless of what they get out of it. I recommend that you wait for a brain scan so that you don't have to deal with anyone like that ever again.